of analysis. Let me give an example. Not this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to fly to Cambodia. I haven't purchased my plane ticket yet. So I'm going to go online, and let's say one website will sell me the plane ticket for round trip for, what would that be? 3,000 baht, okay? And then another website says, well, a different airline, but the same itinerary, same schedule, will sell me the plane ticket for 2,000 baht. Well, that's a no-brainer. In other words, I don't have to think very hard about that. I'm going to buy the less expensive ticket. That's a no-brainer. You know,
not to think about that.
pardon?
Not to think about that. No
Yeah.
way.
Well, it just means that I don't have to think very hard about that particular problem. I don't have to think about it. It's a problem that solves itself. It's a no-brainer. Another example of a no-brainer is let me think about this. If my car breaks down, it no longer operates, it no longer runs, it's an old car, and I take it to the mechanic, and I ask the mechanic how much it's going to cost to fix this car. He says, well, it's going to cost 15,000 baht to fix this car. And I say, well, how much is the car worth? He says, well, it's only worth 5,000 baht. So would I spend 15,000 baht to repair a car that's only worth 5,000 baht? No. You know, I buy a new car. It's a no-brainer. A no-brainer is a problem that you don't have to think about in order to decide what to do. No-brainer. Okay? It's some idioms are very popular in the language. They're used a lot for a few years, and then they fall out of favor. You know, they're not used. They're like they're popular only for a short period of time. And in speech in America, in North America, this is an idiom that is very popular. You hear it used a lot. In a few years from now, you may not. You know, some idioms will be popular for a few years, and then they'll drop out of popularity. So, no-brainer. I had a no-brainer when I retired from my regular job in North America. I went to get advice on what my pension would be, what my retirement income would be. And the person said, well, you can retire, and this is how much money we'll give you in retirement. If you keep working, this is how much money, if you keep working full time, this is how much money we'll pay you for your full-time job. Well, I was going to get a retirement income that was the same exact income as if I continued to work full-time. So I thought, I can not work and do all the things that I've been wanting to do, like travel all over the world, come to Thailand to teach English, do all these things that I wanted to do, and get the same income as if I had to stay home and work full-time. what would I do? Well, that was a no-brainer. I decided to take my retirement income and be free to travel wherever I wanted to go. It was a no-brainer. I didn't have to think very hard about that. It was.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you care. It's just that you don't. It's a problem that solves itself. It's so the solution to the problem is so obvious. You don't have to think about it. It's a no-brainer. Okay. We're going to continue with some more grammar. And the rest of the class, have you met Dao, our new student? Do you know Dao? Well, we have a new student, so, new student. We're going to take up today could and should. The words are similar, but the way they get used in sentences is going to be slightly different. And the meaning of the sentence, the message that you're trying to speak about, can be different depending upon which one we use. Now what I do is I send notes to everybody the night before. So remind me to get your email address, and then I can send these notes to you, you know. So could and should. Here we go. When do we use could? When do we use should? Well, we use could. Can you say that? Could. It's pronounced a little bit differently than what the spelling would suggest. It just could. It's a K sound. Could. Could. It would be pronounced could. We do not pronounce, and when we say could, we do not try to pronounce the L. And the reason is because it'd just be too hard to say. You say could. You can't say that. So we just say could. And it's the same with should. We don't try to say should. That's just too hard to say. So we just say should. Could and should. Well, we use could when we're trying to make suggestions about what a person should do. The important word is suggestions. If I tell you what you could do, I'm giving you some options. You could do this, you could do that, you could do something else. So, for example, if air pollution is bothering you, you could wear a mask. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to wear a mask. I'm just telling you that that's one of the options. You could wear a mask. You could try to stay in rooms that are air conditioned. You could stay inside. You could take a trip to the south and stay on the beach where the wind blows the pollution somewhere else. You could do a lot of things to avoid the air pollution. I'm just giving you a suggestion of what one of the options could be to escape the air pollution. We use should to give advice. In other words, we're making a recommendation about the best course of action to take. So, if you work on a construction site where there's much dust, you should wear a mask. In other words, I'm giving you a recommendation. I'm giving you advice that you should take, for your own benefit. It's an obligation. This is a recommendation about different options that you could take. This is what you it's telling you what you ought to be doing, there might be other options. I mean, this person, I guess, doesn't have to wear a mask, but they'd be very foolish not to. Okay? Ben, you had a question?
Yes. I wonder what is the difference about suggestion and advice?
Yes.
What is the difference?
Okay. It's a good question, and thank you for asking it. A suggestion, I give you a suggestion. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to be helpful and show you different things that you could do. You know, options that you could take. And I don't have any particular interest in what your choice is. I'm just helping you to understand all of the different things that you could do in this situation. So, if you want practice, here's an example. If I want to say, if I want to give you some options about how you can practice your English, speaking English, I would say, well, in order to practice speaking and listening to English, you could watch BBC. You could watch the television channel that shows movies in English. You could go to some place in Bangkok where there are a lot of tourists